Hiya! Welcome! So this is my entry into another vinyl community contest here on YouTube. This one from my good friend TC Kirkham at TKR VideoCentral. He of the Kirkham Report fame, along with many other great videos, great series that he puts together, most of them on a weekly basis or a semi-regular basis at the very least. He's celebrating 3 years in the vinyl community on YouTube, and he's organised a contest that I have to say I found difficult. Not only is it taking me ages to sort through my records, CDs, etc., but I was spending ages just trying to make sure that I had an answer for every question, every prompt. So thank you for that, TC. You've made me work really hard tonight. But he's a great guy. I chat with him quite regularly, and he works so hard on his channel. So please will you give him some support. You don't have to be a subscriber to enter this contest, but I think it's only polite really that you do sub him up and stay a subscriber as well, even once the contest is closed, because he puts out so much great content on a near daily basis really. The most hardest working man on YouTube, I would call him. The prize is $100. I think that's payable via Amazon or Visa, and he'll probably do PayPal if you ask him if you're a winner and you would prefer that. I don't know, you're best off talking to him if you win, and I hope you don't, because I hope I win. The contest closes on the 3rd of October, I think. I'm going to leave a link with all the information, and there's a lot of information here. I will be going through each prompt because I need to show my examples for each, but there's a lot to take in, so please go subscribe to TC Kirkham at TKR VideoCentral, click that link and watch the video, and it'll all become clear. Lots to show you here, so this is going to take a while. Let's just get going. So the first of 9 prompts, and there will be a couple of bonus things that I may or may not touch upon, depending on if I think I qualify. But number 1, show the 3 most recent purchases added to your collection. Well, anyone who saw my last Records Roundup about a week or so back, Records Roundup 44, will know what these are, or they'll know potentially out of 6 records, 3 of these will be. I'm showing these again. It is Suede's The Blue Hour, and I did show this also a few days ago in a contest entry for Mega Jeff's Rock Hard Vinyl. So Suede's The Blue Hour is getting some love and getting some attention on this channel at the moment. And we stick with Suede. These are my most recent purchases. Best of Suede, Beautiful Ones, 92 to 2018. A Greatest Hits album. And more Suede. Their 2010 Royal Albert Hall live album. This is actually a 3-disc set, so I could have used this for a future question, but I'm trying not to double up on albums and records and stuff for this video. Some artists may be repeated, but we'll get on to that. Question 2, or prompt 2, show 3 albums in your collection that were originally released when you were 3 years old. So I've tried to be a little bit more strict on myself here. A lot of people are just saying, oh well, I was born in such a year, just pick whatever 3 they want, but because I was born in the middle of the year, June 1980, or it was the end of June, but it's the middle of the year really, it's halfway till Christmas. I only was looking for albums and singles etc. that definitely came out after June 83, but before January 84 obviously. So what I've gone with here is one that was released, it might have been September 83 originally. It's Depeche Mode's album Construction Time Again. This is the deluxe CD version. Also, I can show the first mini disc today. This is one that came out definitely after June in 83. It's the first Labour of Love album from UB40, an album of cover versions. And I'm showing a single, and I think I've got at least a couple other singles to show you later on. This was Slade's Christmas 1983 effort for the Christmas number 1. It didn't reach number 1, it was held off by the Flying Pickets, but it would have come out, this would have been November 83 presumably. This is My Oh My, love it. Alright, number 3, show 3 albums in your collection that were originally released when you were 13 years old. It says albums, by the way. I'm reading a screenshot of what was in TC's video description. It means any physical music format, really, so it can be singles. As you know, I've just shown one. I just wanted to clear that up before I went any further. So 3 albums from 1993, which is when I was 13. There again, I've done it so that these definitely came out after my 13th birthday. This one is a greatest hits or a compilation from the Rolling Stones. Jump Back, the best of the Rolling Stones, 71 to 93 on mini disc. Next we have an all-time favourite album of mine from 93, Very from the Pet Shop Boys. This is the 2-disc expanded further listening edition on CD. And another single. I had to show some New Order in this. They did have an album that came out in 93, Republic, but it came out in May, so I was a month and a bit too early to show that, or too late, really, in the case of my birthday. But they did release a single from that album in, this would have been August, I think, August or September 93, and it's World the Price of Love. This is the second CD set of 2. Number 4 is to show 3 albums from my collection, or 3 pieces of physical music from my collection that were originally released in the year of your most recent third related birthday. So a third related birthday means it's got to be one ending in 3, so 23, 33, 43. Well, as luck would have it, I did turn 43 this year, so I can show 3 albums that were all released this year in 2023. And the first one I'm going to show, and it's just an excuse for me to show this again because I did a video dedicated to it. It's a limited edition of 1 because I paid a lot on Indiegogo for the artist to compile and release this. Technically, you could class it as a reissue, but as it's a unique edition, and it was definitely this year, I'm going to show it again. I'm just so proud of this. My treasured piece in my collection. The People Like Us bring you Wet Sounds selection, limited edition of 1. Nobody else in the world has got a copy of this, apart from possibly the record label itself, Bladewood Flies. They might have a copy, but I doubt it's got all the artwork. They've probably just got like a test copy or white label or acetate or whatever it might be. I don't know, I'm no expert in record pressing. But as for an actual one with the sleeve and the labels and stuff like that, that one is just mine, and mine alone on the entire planet. Next up is Moby's album that he released this year. This is Resound NYC. It's not been that long since I showed this on the channel. Great stuff, actually. I'm really enjoying this kind of Deutsche Grammophon and Moby collaboration that's been going on for the past couple of years or so now. So Resound NYC from Moby. And another one that I've shown very recently, brand new out this year, from Anders Enger Jensen, who is a fantastic electronica synthwave chiptune artist from Norway. This is In Space. Fantastic album, not too long since I actually listened to this for the first time, and it's a massive recommendation. Next one is number 5, I think. Yes, show 3 albums from your collection that have the word or number 3 in the album title or in the name of the artist. Cannot be by all one artist. Right then, so I've doubled up as far as artists are concerned, but not in the same question, just from earlier on. And I quite like that I've chose these 3 because they've all got the number 3 in Roman numerals, which I thought was quite a nice bit of symmetry, whatever. UB40 again. I didn't really want to use the same artist more than once, but you know, because I knew this definitely had the number 3 in the album title, I thought I would. Labour of Love 3 on mini disc. I do have Labour of Love 2 on MD as well, by the way. And then next up, we go back to vinyl, and this is The Carter 3 by Lil Wayne. This is actually only a sampler edition of the album. It got reissued quite recently, I think, the full album, and I kind of wish I'd waited. I believe it might have been from Japan, actually. Got some good stuff on it. I mean, say it's like selections from the album. They picked some good ones, but I can't help wishing that I'd got the whole album, but I don't really want to get the whole album after getting this as well. I'm not someone who doubles up on Lil Wayne. This is the only Lil Wayne record I've got, or ever likely to have, but it's a good one. The Carter 3. And the third one, another one that I've shown very recently on the channel. It comes in box set form, but it is technically a studio album. This is the German hip-hop artist, the rapper Bushido, with Carlos Cox Newton 3, or Dry, it'll be technically in German. But yeah, so all three of those, of course, had 3 in Roman numerals as well, which ended up being quite a nice way of doing that. Next we go to question number 6, which is to show 3 albums or singles in your collection where a song has the number 3 in the title of the song. And it can't be the same song by the same artist, but it can be the same song by different artists. Right then, so I believe there's a bonus for this one as well if you qualify for it, which I don't think I do, but let's see. So the first one I'll show you is Animals. This is the 2018 remix that came out, was it last year, by Pink Floyd. The first track on side 2 is Pigs, 3 different ones. So there's the word 3 in the title. Now then, that is technically the 3rd track on the album. It isn't the 3rd track on side A, because quite like Pink Floyd, there's only 2 tracks on the first side. So it's up to TC whether this qualifies as a bonus entry for me or not. If not, it doesn't matter. It is the 3rd track on the album, but it's the first track on the side 2. I'm going to leave that up to TC. He will let me know whether that qualifies for a bonus entry or not. Next up, Rammstein's 3rd studio album, Mutter. And the track on here that has the number 3 in it is the 2nd track on side A, and that's Links 234, or as it would be called in German, Links du drei vier. I don't know if you can see that. I've got my glasses on, so I don't know if it's out of focus. I think you can see that somewhere up there where my finger is. It's Links du drei vier. And another single. Is this the last single I've got to show you? I think it is. 12-inch single though. It is 3 AM Eternal, the KLF and Moody Boys selections, or Moody Boys remixes. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that all the tracks have got the number 3 in them. 3 AM Eternal, that's all that's on here, but different mixes of it. So yeah, nice easy one for me to pick there from the KLF and the Moody Boys. Right then, we go on with number 7 to show 3 albums, 3 formats of music by 3 different bands that has just 3 members. At first I thought this was going to be difficult, and then I realised I've got quite a lot in my collection where there's definitely trios or a band of 3. And I was able to get all of these on mini disc as well, so it's a nice excuse to show even more mini discs on this channel, which I don't do nearly half as much as I should, like back in the day. So the first one is, this would have been from 1996 originally. It's the Fugees, there's 3 of them, look, and The Score. Next up, one of my very favourite acts. I've got all their albums. This is the only one that ever came out on minidisc, and it's my favourite Saint Etienne album. It is Saint Etienne's So Tough. Of course, Saint Etienne are a trio: Bob Stanley, Pete Wiggs and Sarah Cracknell. The next one, I thought I'd pick this one to show because I showed the first 5 Manic Street Preachers albums all on minidisc in Mega Jeff's contest video a few days ago, and I mentioned this one but I didn't show it because I didn't need to, but I'm going to show it now. Manic Street Preachers, they were a trio at this point. They'd been a trio since the 4th album, Everything Must Go, after the disappearance of Richie Edwards. This one is their 6th album, Know Your Enemy. So the penultimate question, the penultimate prompt for TC's 3 is the Magic Number contest, is to show 3 albums in your collection that are a 3 record set. So there again, as you know, it doesn't literally have to be records, it could be CDs, tapes, whatever format you've got where there's 3 of them in the one set. So the 3 I've gone for here are quite a new album, so this could have qualified for the 2023 issues here. Cast's live album, All Change 25th Anniversary. If you can see on the back there, that proves that there's 3 discs in here as it goes up to side F. Yep. Next up, one that I bought not long after I finished collecting the bulk of their studio albums, and this one was a little bit of a disappointment to me, but I'm still glad I've got it for the collection. It's the Kraftwerk Remixers, and as you can see, another 3-disc set. It goes up to side F like Cast did. And finish off this one with a similar one to the Cast one by the same label, Live Here Now actually. Another 3-disc set. It's Erasure and it's the Neon Live. I don't think I can prove on the back that there's 3 albums in here, but trust me, there is. It's a 3-disc set. Discogs will prove me right if no one else will. So that was all the music to show you, so a lot that I've gone through. The final prompt, the final one to definitely guarantee you at least 1 entry, is to shout out 3 people you want to see enter the contest. The first one, now I know he won't do it because he'll just say, well, it's too complicated, I've not got enough stuff in my collection, which is bollocks because he's been collecting longer than I have. He's 10 years older than me. He's just someone who just like can't be bothered a lot of the time, but it's my big-headed friend here and my co-host for the old Sodcast, Jason Clow. Jason, I'm shouting you out. Give TC some support if you can be bothered, but TC, don't be surprised if you don't get an entry from him because he'll make out that he ain't got enough stuff. And to be fair, it was difficult for me to get all this stuff together. It really was. It took me ages. I don't think I've ever planned for a video quite as long as this one. Another person to shout out, he's probably been shouted out already by now, and he's become a grandfather quite recently, so he might not have the time, but you never know, he might be able to squeeze in a window, as it were. Nick's Vinyl Butty, the man who likes to wiggle his bum on live streams. And actually, while I'm on about live streams, I'll mention Ian at Ranking the Obscure as my third shout out. He's another one who does a lot of stuff daily pretty much on his channel, and TC I'm sure is familiar with him, as I'm sure a lot of people watching here, but I do enjoy his live streams on a Thursday evening, and I've even appeared as a guest on one and hopefully will do again before too long. Right, so there we are. This has gone on for, well, probably about as long as I expected, a long time. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to TC Kirkham for running this really fun, if rather frazzling to the mind, vinyl community contest. Congratulations, my friend, on 3 years doing videos on YouTube all about music. You know I'm a massive fan. You know that I'm there to offer advice and opinions whenever you want. So just happy to support you, mate. Really pleased that your channel's growing. It deserves it, and so much more. I want to say special thanks to my wonderful subscribers and generous patrons. I'll not bother telling you all about the links and stuff in the description text box, but I will remind you to go and click TC's contest announcement video, and even though you don't have to be a subscriber to enter, I think you should anyway. I would insist on it personally, but TC is a nicer person than I am. Anyway, I'm going to go now and put all this stuff away. That shouldn't take me quite as long as it did to get it all out in the first place. Oh, Jesus. And I do hope that all of you will join me again next time, whenever that might be, for my next Vinyl Community Contest entry video. Cheers, everyone. See ya!